All right, looking a little rough this morning because we lost power in the middle of the night, and we are going somewhere, so I needed to get a shower, but I can't dry my hair. So we have new babies this morning, and it's a large litter. So I always do this anyways, regardless of how many, but I'm gonna give Mama some electrolytes. Sorry, it's windy. I'm trying to hold the tripod. I'm gonna give Mama some electrolytes in her water, and then hopefully that will help her be able to produce even more milk. All right, so I don't know how well this will stay on the spoon, but that's the end of like a kitchen tablespoon, and then I'll just put it in maybe 10 ounces of water or so, and then shake it up, and then add it to her bowl of water, so it's thinned out because they don't like anything like funny in their water, and especially because you can kind of see a little bit that it turns the water yellow. So I don't want them to look at it and go like, what did you do? Kind of a thing too. All right, the first litter of 2023. They were born in the middle of the night. She did perfect. I'm gonna count them later this afternoon. Leave them. You could count them now, but I'm just gonna make sure they're all healthy. And 3 there, 1, there's 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 at least. My goodness. All right. We'll get Mama some electrolytes this morning and let them stay covered up. All right, we finally had our third litter born of 2023. I buried 3 does, same exact day. They each had them a day apart, believe it or not. So I just checked. Anya had hers this morning. She did not look like she had any yesterday at all. She had like one tuft of fur in the nest, and then I'm gonna show you the top of her nest. She literally had straw over top of them, so that's why I always like look under the straw a little bit too, because some of them they just have like a ball of fur, and their babies are underneath, right? And so like you can tell like it's a nest, but she had straw over top of the fur. So always look just in case. Now we have 3 different sizes of litters too. We've got a 10 one, or a 10 count one, an 8 count, and then I just looked at hers. I didn't pull each of them out. It's supposed to warm up a little bit more today, so I'll count them again later once it's a little bit warmer. And then I think she had 6, so we're staggering 2 each time. So here's the thing. I have fostered babies out before. I want to make sure she has the smallest litter, so she would get a baby or 2 from the largest litter to help feed one and just take the relief off of the largest one. However, I want to make sure that she feeds hers first before I do that, okay? And the reason for that is just because if over here, if she is feeding them, Maggie is feeding them, the broken steel, kind of looks like a black one. She is feeding most of them, but I don't want to take one from there if she's doing really well on her own or well enough, and then put one with another mom that's not doing well with her own litter as it is. So it's kind of like a waiting game. Wait to see if some of the babies start to fall behind a little bit. And then that would be the one that I would remove and put with another litter. Or if they're even keel, I would also choose colors that do not look anything like Anya's litter. Like hers are all solid, they're all dark. So I could put a very light colored one with her babies, or a broken colored baby with hers. So I know which babies came from this breeding because they're all different genetics and stuff. So I do not want to lose that. Okay? So let's check on each litter and we will see how they're doing. All right, so when I looked in here, well, now you can see it moving because I kind of already annoyed them, but like only this tuft of fur was showing, all this was not. So I didn't know at first if she had them, but she did. And if you look underneath, way down in there, we've got lots of babies. Trying to make sure I don't drive her crazy and her jump in here and get mad at me. Trying to get one out so you can see. There you go. There's her little, almost her whole litter looks like that, but Daddy is that chestnut buck over there. So I expected them to all be dark. So I'm gonna let them go today. I don't see that she has fed them yet, so I want to make sure tonight she should feed them by tonight. So we'll make sure that she does that before putting any other babies with her. Okay, here is Ava's litter. She's hanging out too. She kind of went a little nuts last night and pulled a little extra fur, but she is a first-time mama, and she is not quite used to putting it all together. Now she probably just fed them too, which is why they're at the top, and we want to make sure that they are all staying warm right now. So we're gonna look at them and see which ones are looking fed. They're 24 hours old now. This one down here, come on. This one's looking a little questionable. Come on, come here, little nugget. Okay, this one looks like it probably missed last night. The skin's a little bit looser than, say, this one here. They're a feisty little bunch. Look how fat this one's belly is, okay? This one is definitely going to start growing above and beyond the rest of them, and we need to watch to make sure that it's not hogging them and causing the rest to starve, okay? Because this is what we're looking at right now. Mama can stand in here and feed them, but she can't control which ones are taking all the food, right? So this one did pretty good. It's got a little bit of a wide belly there. So let's keep them warm for now. We're not gonna make any decisions on taking them out yet, but there is 8 in here, and so that's where it's kind of like, at first it might be kind of a hard thing to do, but we may just decide to let nature take its course the first little bit. All right, here's Maggie's litter. Hers is the big one. So hers are 2 days old. So what we're looking for, again, is feeding, but also we want to watch for dampness. So we want to also make sure, I might need to feed her because she can be a little fussy sometimes with babies. You may also have to take them out to be able to look at each individual one. Let me try feeding her first to give her a distraction. All right, I decided to take the box out of the doe's litter or out of the doe's cage so I could just quickly work and check them all. So she still has all 10. This one is okay. But you also want to be checking for dead babies because it's just very, very unhealthy for them to have that in there. So this is a nicely fed one. I'm taking each of them back and I'm putting each one in the nest that looks good so I can get a clear number on how many are kind of falling behind here. This one's still doing okay. The skin is really loose, so I don't really love that fact. This one has a nice belly, but this one's looking a little thin. So I'm gonna put it on top, but she still has all 10. So yeah, this one's not doing so good. This one's real thin. It's not super dehydrated yet, so we could consider hand feeding it. However, it's like, again, sometimes you want to the best choice is just to let nature run its course for a little bit. While 10 is an awesome number, it's a lot for her to manage for the next 3 weeks. So it can be really hard, like I said, to, decide, like, we'll just wait it out and let a couple of them naturally fall off. She's successfully raised 7 before, but she's never given birth to 10 either. So she's trying very, very hard. I can see that. But the amount of milk that she can produce is, only so much. So I think I'm going to let them go for one more day. I'm going to watch a third litter that we have of Anya's and see if she is feeding all of hers well. I will take one from this one and put it in there. Probably, depending on the condition of all of the babies, I will hand feed the one that is not doing well and put it in with hers. There's still all of them there, so it's really a difficult thing. It's like, it's better just to leave them alone, and you want to try and save them all, but it's also a thing of like, or should you just leave Mama with the 6? Maybe she'll raise all of hers fine. I do think easing off the larger numbers helps. So that is probably the route I will do, but I'm going to give it another 24 hours, I think, would be the best choice. Usually, if a kit has not been fed in 48 hours, if you wait much longer than that, for the 2 days, they're probably not going to make it. You really want to try to keep them from losing, excuse me, too much energy. But in the instance that if I only had this litter and I had no fostering options, I probably wouldn't hand feed them yet, just because there's so many and they nurse for 3 weeks roughly. And so it's either I have to commit to nursing them for 3 weeks, which is not nutritionally the same anyways. You can't buy rabbit replacer milk at all from anywhere, so it's usually kitten milk is the best option. So it's kind of like just go with your gut, do what you can. Yeah, it's a tough choice. So do with what you think is best and what you can go to sleep with at night.